looked at a quilt pattern and thought, I don't want to spend hours rotary cutting all these pieces to make this quilt. Today I'm going to show you how I turn hours worth of rotary cutting into minutes of die cutting, transforming a lengthy rotary cut quilt pattern into something my AccuQuilt Go Cube dies can handle in just minutes. Stick around to discover how creativity meets innovation in the world of quilting. Hello, fellow quilting friend. My name is Tammy. I'm a human being, and like many of you, I began my quilting journey feeling both excited and overwhelmed. Quilting is my way to unwind and express creativity. But let's be honest, the traditional process can be daunting with all that precise rotary cutting. Let's dive into today's project. Like many of you, I've always been drawn to quilt blocks that challenge my skills and creativity. There was one particular block I came across that caught my eye. It's beautiful, kind of complex for a beginner, and traditionally, this pattern required precise rotary cutting, a technique that demands a lot of time and patience, which, by the way, I don't have. And while I love a good challenge, the thought of slicing and dicing fabric for hours was less than appealing. That's when the unexpected happened. As I was about to set the pattern aside, a thought struck me. What if I could simplify the process by using my AccuQuilt Go Cube dies? The idea was a bit out there because there was no guide on how to make the translation from the pattern that I wanted and the AccuQuilt dies. It was uncharted territory, but isn't that what quilting's all about? Pushing boundaries, experimenting, and making something unique and personal out of nothing? So I embarked on a quilting adventure. I analyzed the pattern, breaking it down into basic units and elements. Then I selected the 3 dies from my AccuQuilt Go Cube set that closely matched these elements. It was a puzzle and took some figuring out. There were moments of doubt, frustration, and a whole lot of trial and error. But guess what? I did it. Here, let me show you. This is the inspiration quilt block. It's called Hearts Around, and it was designed by Marjorie Ryan. When I saw this block, I totally fell in love with it and thought to myself, I think I can translate that into the AccuQuilt Go Cube. I went to work. I looked at all the 8 blocks in the cube system, and I figured out the 3 that I could use to recreate this block. I used my AccuQuilt Go Me cutter. And again, this is the 6-inch Go Cube mix and match set. And I used this die, which is the die number 3, and it's the half square triangle. I used die number 5, and these are more half square triangles that are smaller. And the 3rd die I used was die number 4, and it is the quarter square triangle die. This is how I organized the pieces once they were cut. On the left-hand side here, I have all of the quarter square triangle pieces, and that's shape number 4. Right here are all the pieces that are required for the half square triangle, and this is shape number 3. And then here are all the pieces for the smaller half square triangle, and they were cut with shape number 5. I sewed together the elements to create the basic units for this block, and as you can see, there are 9 units that make up this block. So here is a unit, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So those are the 9 units that will be sewn together into rows, and then I'll sew the rows together. So this one right here, as you can see, this is just 2 flying geese sewn together to make this unit. This unit right here are 2 of the smaller half square triangles and then 1 larger half square triangle. The center unit here were just 4 half square triangles, the smaller ones sewn together. So as you can see here, I pieced them together. What I learned from translating the quilt block into Go Cube language is that when you look at a block, you want to break it down to elements that you can recognize or units you can recognize. For example, you can tell here that these are 2 flying geese units sewn together, and you can tell here that this unit is half square triangles and another half square triangle. So what will happen at this point is these will get pieced together, and then I will sew this into a row, etc., etc. So eventually I'll have 3 rows, and then I'll sew them together. And then that's how I came up with this. And yes, the fabrics are different because I ran out of fabric. I'm using Strawberry Lemonade by Sherry and Chelsea over at A Quilting Life. Check out their video and check out their podcast. But that's why the colors are different. Here is the finished block after it's been translated into Go Cube language. So to all my fellow quilters out there, I encourage you to look at your quilting challenges through the lens of possibility. Your AccuQuilt Go Cube isn't just a set of dies, it's a key to unlocking new quilting adventures. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. If you've enjoyed this video and want to embark on your own quilting adventures, hit the like button, share the video, and subscribe for more. Until next time, keep quilting, keep exploring, and keep creating something uniquely yours.